Hello Nigerian football fans and football fans everywhere, you're welcome to the channel. So in today's video, we will be rating some of the top transfers of Nigerian footballers in this window that just ended. So let's go straight into it. Now, Victor James Osimhen, for me, how would I rate that transfer? I would say it's an A-. Now, just because of the league, because I was expecting that based on how he performed for Galatasaray, last season, probably would have attracted interest from likes of maybe Chelsea or maybe Liverpool, or maybe he would have even gone to Bayern Munich. I think he would have absolutely been on fire for those clubs. But for whatever reason that he didn't attract those interests, I've done some videos about that, talking about Victor James Osimhen, why I think he didn't attract moves to certain clubs. But that's not what we're talking about today. The video is on there. You can check the video after you've watched this video and hopefully subscribe to the channel. And so I'll give him an A- for the move to Galatasaray, but still an A nonetheless, because I think going back to a club where you're used to, you perform really well, the fans, they love you, and you can go there and prove that you can score a lot of goals there as well again. So I think that's why it's an A for me. He can still go there, still play very well, score tons of goals, and who knows, can even make a move to a big club. Not, I wouldn't say Galatasaray a big club, to a club in a more prestigious league supposedly. So now going on to the next one is Tolu Arokodare. Tolu Arokodare, for me, I would give it an A+, because it's a step up in my opinion. Now, with due respect to KRC Genk and the Belgian league, the Premier League is just a better competition, or at least a tougher competition, a more prestigious competition in terms of visibility, commercial and economic benefits and things like that. So I think he's made a move to the right club as well. That's something that's also important. It's not just making moves to clubs that you may not really get to play for. So making that move to Wolves, for me, I think Tolu Arokodare has made a very good decision. And given the way they either play 5-3-2 or a 5-3-2 or a 5, some sort of formation that has to do with two center forwards. So if you play 5-3-2, then he gets to play with Jürgen Strand-Larsen. So I think that would work excellently. So even if they get to play with a 5-4-1, and he gets to play, and he can be that main striker for them and score lots of goals, and that can be a unique stepping stone for him to bigger and better things. Because one thing that happens is a lot of the top six clubs may not even want to look at you for whatever reason. I've also done videos talking about that, how I think that's just craziness in my opinion. But when you get to certain clubs and you come to the Premier League and you absolutely crush it, then you definitely attract those moves to those supposedly top clubs or bigger clubs, if I want to see. But overall, I think it's a good move for him. He will go there, he will play, he will crush it. I'm calling it right now. Tolu Arokodare will score at least 15 goals this season in the Premier League for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I want to ask you, over or under Tolu Arokodare to score 15 goals or more? Over or under is to score 15 goals or less? Thoughts and opinions on that in the comment section. So let's go on now. The next one for me is Chrisantus Uche. Chrisantus Uche, for me, I think that's a perfect move, and I'll give him an A+. That's an A+ move for me, in my opinion, because I think, one, the system suits him. He comes into a team where immediately he gets to play. It's a 3 at the back system under Oliver Glasner, and then as well he gets to play with Adam Wharton, who I think is a young promising talent coming up, and they have complementary skills, while Adam Wharton is someone that can be on the ball, pop the ball about. Chrisantus Uche can give you that box-to-box movement, defend, attack, create, score goals. For me, I feel he is the complete midfielder, and I think under Glasner, he will play in a position, he will be used rightfully, because I'm seeing tons of people who are saying a lot of crazy stuff like he's a striker. He's not a striker. He is a midfielder that has very good offensive abilities in terms of creating chances, scoring goals, but it's ultimately a midfielder like Frank Lampard. Ultimately a midfielder. Never ever would anyone think that Frank Lampard was a striker, but he scored tons and tons of goals. So I think Uche Chrisantus, whilst he's a different player from Frank Lampard, very different player, but he can still have sort of similar impact where he plays in midfield, does all the things you expect from a midfielder, but still goes on to give you production on, in the opposition's half, gives you goal scoring contributions in goals and assists. So that's an A plus move for me. And the fact that it is a permanent move, that's another thing that contributes to it being an A plus move for me as well. And then we'll talk about Samuel Chukwueze moving to Fulham on loan with an option to buy in and around 25 million euros from AC Milan to Fulham. I think that is a good move for him, in my humble opinion, because I think so I'll give him I'll give him a B minus. Why is it a B minus? One, he's come to the Premier League, so that's good, fair play on that one. But why it falls down to a B minus for me is it has come with an option to buy, right, as opposed to an obligation. If it was an obligation to buy, it would have flown up to be an A for me, but it is an option to buy, and with options to buy, sometimes if you could perform very well and the club may not decide to sign you. But on the other hand, he can perform so well if Fulham decide not to sign him, another Premier League club can sign him. But overall, in terms of fit, it is a very, very good fit, wonderful fit, because he gives you that pace, directness, 1v1 ability down that right side. And I think he is a slightly better player than Adama Traore, while Adama Traore is an absolute bison. Power, raw pace, but overall as a footballer, Samuel Chukwueze is ultimately better. So Fulham fans, and should be super excited because you got a very good one, in my humble opinion. And just to mention, so sad for Tyreek George, another Nigerian eligible player that could have joined Fulham. I think, do I look at it, probably could have played in the 10 role. He got the move didn't pull through, which is sad. I just wonder if Enzo Maresca will indeed get to play him in his favored position, which is left wing, or in the 10 position behind the striker, or just hopefully I'm just hoping and praying that Enzo Maresca doesn't continue this weird thing of playing him as a striker that has to play with his back to goal. So another thing that contributes to Samuel Chukwueze's move to Fulham being a B minus, still a passing grade. At least he gets to meet up there with other Nigerian players. They're like Calvin Bassey and of course your Alexander Iwobi. So they're gonna help him settle down quick, more easily, make the transition from the Serie A to not only the English Premier League but also life in England. Make the transition next to seamless. So good move overall. Super excited to see what he does in the Premier League. And then of course we drift away from the Premier League a bit to talk about Victor Boniface. Now Victor Boniface made his move to Werder Bremen on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. So for me, I think overall that's a good move. A lot of people are looking down on that move. Obviously Bayer Leverkusen are a better side than Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen haven't really hit the heights of their former glory, so that's why people may be looking at it that way. But I think he can go there, he can really shine, really drive, and get a position to score lots of goals. And the fact that he's been brought to the club means that they have, enormous belief in his ability. And one thing I feel like he will go there and he's able to play right off the bat, because that's one of the most important things, given that this is a World Cup here and this is the AFCON as well, starting later on this year as well. So have to keep your eyes peeled on the fact that you need to play as a player for the Nigerian Super Eagles. So good move for him. I'll give that an A in the circumstances. I'll give that an A minus rather in the circumstances. He's gone to a significantly lesser club than Bayer Leverkusen, but anyways, I hope he goes there and does well, and I think he will do well. Super confident that he will do well there. And then of course we have to mention honorable mention of Cyril Dessers, who's made his move to Panathinaikos from Rangers. For me, it's a bit of a funny one, strange one, although I don't really know the background activities or what was happening in the background between Rangers and Cyril Dessers. But when you've got someone who scored the amount of goals he scored for you, I think over 50 goal plus in all competitions in 2 seasons thereabout, and a club like Rangers, you should be thinking really hard about letting that player go, in my humble opinion. But who knows, maybe he was the one that wanted to leave. Let's see how things shape up as things going to go on. So for me, that's more of a lateral move in my opinion, so I'll give that a C. I'll give that a C plus. It's more of a lateral movement. It does not raise his it does not raise his profile any higher. It's not a bigger competition or anything like that, but on the other side, you can say, okay, it is one of the bigger clubs in the Greek leagues, so maybe that gives him opportunity to come for a league title. So it's just something similar, like just like you were still in Scotland, so Celtic, Rangers. So it's kind of the same thing in my opinion with Olympiacos and Panathinaikos. So that's how I see it in that regard. And then for me, one last one I just have to mention, Kelechi Iheanacho joining Celtic from Sevilla. Well, that's an honorable mention. That doesn't particularly get a grading, but let's see what the senior man can do at Glasgow Celtic. So at this point, I've come to the end of this video, but I want to say big thank you to all of you who've been supporting and subscribing to this channel. And then live stream will be coming on later on today. Just make sure you click the notification bell on the channel so you're notified when that video comes up live on the channel. And I'll see you on yet another video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.